Not one, but two major moves were made by the Senate that you probably want to know about. One has to do with the OSHA vaccine mandate, and the other has to do with the debt ceiling. So let's start with the debt ceiling. The Senate has now cleared the way to avoid a federal government debt default with the help of 14 Republicans. Now, I told you in this video a few days ago that Senate Democrat and Republican leadership had cut this complicated deal to allow, one time only, the debt ceiling legislation to pass the Senate with only 51 votes instead of the normal 60. So to do that, they needed to pass a separate bill that said that was okay. So that separate bill allowing this procedural maneuver to happen has already passed the House and as of this morning passed the Senate. The final vote, 64 to 36 with, as I said, 14 Republicans saying yes, including Senators Barrasso, Blunt, Burr, Capito, Collins, Cornyn, Ernst, McConnell, Murkowski, Portman, Romney, Thune, Tillis, and Wicker. All that's left is for the House and the Senate to both pass a bill to raise the debt ceiling by a certain dollar amount. Today's bill allows that to happen as late as January 15th, but the Treasury Secretary says the government could hit our debt ceiling by December 15th, so it's likely this is all going to go down sometime next week. Now, the other move in the Senate involved the president's OSHA vaccine or testing mandate. The Senate last night passed a piece of legislation that would block it. The OSHA mandate, you know, is the one that would require workers at all U.S. companies with more than 100 employees to either be fully vaccinated or regularly tested by January 4th. But hang on. There is much more to this story. The Senate voted 52 to 48 to pass that bill. Two Democrats, Senator Joe Manchin and Senator Jon Tester, joined all the Republicans and voted yes, we want to block it. Now, normally the legislation in the Senate requires 60 votes to pass, but because of a Senate procedure that allows the full Senate to review and or revoke federal agency regulations, this particular bill only required a simple majority. Of course, this bill still needs to go to the House, but its fate is very unclear there, and even if by some chance it does pass the House, President Biden will most certainly veto it. Now, keep in mind that OSHA vaccine or testing mandate is still going through the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals, and as of right now, is temporarily paused nationwide. Yeah, those numbers are real. The unemployment rates are at the lowest level they've been since, wait for it, September of 1969. That's according to today's jobs report from the Labor Department. That report says last week, 184,000 Americans filed new unemployment claims, which experts say is more evidence the U.S. jobs market is recovering big time. For some perspective, let's go way back to this video I did back in April of 2020. Ignore the hair, it was the height of the pandemic. At the time, I was reporting the Labor Department numbers from late March of 2020. That report found more than 6.6 million Americans filed first-time unemployment benefits. So you can see the dramatic shift in unemployment claims in just a year and a half. Now, before you all start asking me questions about today's numbers, let me clarify a few things. One, there are a lot of caveats in today's report. Experts say seasonal volatility may have contributed to these numbers. That's basically the typical job fluctuation that happens around the holidays. Two, as with every jobs report, these numbers reflect new jobless claims. They do not account for people who are chronically unemployed. Three, when you take into account the 4-week moving average, which smooths out the week-to-week ups and downs, last week's number looks a little more like 219,000 Americans who filed new unemployment claims. But even if you prefer that number over the first one I talked about, it's still the lowest unemployment in the U.S. since March of 2020. It actually matches the unemployment rates we were seeing in 2018 and 2019. And four, I'm sure you're also wondering how these numbers square with this video that I posted last night about the extremely high number of American workers who quit their jobs in October. Understand, one, generally, if you quit your job, you are not eligible to collect unemployment, so you wouldn't be included in this report. And two, most of the 4.2 million workers who quit their jobs in October were either moving into a different job or just simply leaving the workforce altogether. There's a completely separate number that includes layoffs and firings.